everybody being so patient for these moments and for the troubleshooting finish. It is time for game number 3. Let's jump right into it as HY and Kuza working together in tandem. A fast take, and now Box in some trouble as Noir is trying to stop them. They do this. Does he actually get the orange buff? No, he does get it in time, but HY unable to finish off that kill, and Kuza is going to retreat with Hawk, but Noir and HY, this is going to take some time, but HY is level 2. He should be able to get out of it. Oh, that's a failed flicker.
That is a little bit unfortunate there, but I'm surprised at how quickly Kuza was able to hit level 2 there.
Hey, why was Kuza? Wait, Kuza doesn't have retry. Kuza,
what?
Kuza doesn't have retribution. He has flicker here.
Wait. Is that intentional?
No, that can't be right.
That can't be intentional,
that can't
right?
Be right.
But wait, how did he hit level 2 without taking any of his buffs?
That's the thing. For all intents and purposes, that just might be a visual bug. I'm just going to assume he's got retribution. Unless we see him flicker, then it's a different story. But right now, that orange buff is about to get stolen unless Kuza is going to do it. And it looks like, oh my goodness, we have confirmation Kuza is using flicker. Oh. He doesn't have retribution. Hawk now stunned. This is not good with no jungler. With no jungler with retribution, these neutral objectives are impossible to take, and Team SMG take first blood.
That is not ideal. That means Kuza is going to be half the level of Box in the first 2 minutes, and with first blood drawn by Team SMG, things are already not in an ideal state for RSG.
Wait, what's the idea of this? What's the point of not being able to take? Because if you don't have retribution, you can't get the Hunter's Knife, and you won't be able to clear this a little faster than it should. And even with the Demon Slayer, I don't think it's going to be enough. How are you going to take the turtle away from Akai?
I don't know. I normally in these sort of situations, you kind of expect this to be the birth of some kind of new meta, but I really can't make sense of this because not having retribution makes a big impact in the amount of gold and EXP that you are actually earning from the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, we don't usually see this very often, but Noir now getting some good hits onto Kuza 4, and now they would want to press the advantage. They find Kuza, unfortunately, and now they're on the run. RSG, not exactly the best start to the game. And this is, you know, Team SMG just pressing the advantage.
Not the best start to the game is an understatement here. This is probably the worst start you could have. Already a 2k net worth lead for Team SMG, and Box already comfortable enough to invade and steal buffs away from RSG. Looking at the emblems here, yeah, things not too good. Box still double the level of the enemy jungler.
Yeah, this is going to be rough. Kuza can't really do anything. And now the fact is he has Demon Slayer. He doesn't even have the Festival of Blood, making it extremely difficult to sustain. Loliel is now getting attacked here right on between his side, but he does find that first initial trade. However, Hate is going to be making sure that he gets put down into the dirt. HY doesn't even use his Way of the Dragon. Actually, no, he does use his Way of the Dragon, and Hate going to with Black Shoes away just in time.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty good for Team SMG, but all things considered, Loliel's actually being able to trade 1-for-1 in that 1v4 situation is not too bad for him. It's just unfortunate that Team SMG are currently on 3k net worth difference 3 minutes into the game. This is not good. You don't want your enemy team to be this far ahead. And now HY gonna be caught out with the I'm Offended, forced to flicker out.
Even with the torn apart memory, well, actually, torn apart memories wasn't even used there. It was just a basic auto attack, but I don't think they were able to get the kill regardless. But taking away the flicker is already big enough. With the Heart Guard being used on Loliel's as well, for some reason, there's going to be engagement coming in from Sasa. Is he going to use his torn apart memories? Yes, he's trying to chunk him down and force out a situation, making sure that Loliel's is diveable here, but I don't think SMG is going to commit to it with Turtle up. That
was a very aggressive play from Sasa. They're flickering forward into the Corrosive Strike to try and set up the kill onto Loliel's because he knew his team was nearby. Unfortunately, not quite quick enough to be able to pick things up on Loliel's. They're still in quite a comfortable position though. And now that I kind of think about it, I may know why Kuza didn't go for Retribution, but let's hold on for that until this tower is taken.
Okay, sure thing. First, Tier 1 is going to be dropping RSG, not taking any engagements whatsoever. Box still 3 levels ahead of Kuza, 2 levels now ahead of Kuza. He has his Retribution, which is already big enough, but looks like he's going to be... Kuza has been farming that bottom side for a very long time. They are sacrificing Tier 1 turrets all across the board and basically all the buffs at this point. HY now in some trouble trying to get on out. Real-world manipulation from Izanami, but it's going to be the torn apart memories that takes him out. out, doesn't even get a chance to breathe.
And we can see that Zaza was the one to claim that orange buff away from RSG as well. So right now, Team SMG are in a dominating position. But as I mentioned earlier, what I think the reason he went for Flicker instead of Retri here is that we saw Kuza, he hit level 2 and then invaded the jungle without taking a single buff. I think he went without Retri to get level 2 from the wave, and now Lolio's gonna instantly get picked off in the mid lane.
Great dive coming in from Noir, flickering right under the turret and getting the catch, making sure that Lolios could not react in time. Smooth will now try and punish top tier 2, and they are just, again, winning on literally every front. 5 minutes into the game, it is a 6.5k lead about to turn into 7k. This is a rough game for RSG, all because of a single blunder in the earlier stages. I mean, if they got a kill onto Box there, I think this would have looked a little different.
It would have looked very different, and I think it was a very risky choice from RSG MY. They wanted to hit the level 2 early by clearing up the wave so that they could threaten the enemy jungle and get instant advantage, but because it did not work out, it instantly puts Kuza really far behind.
Significantly far behind. Now, the rest of Team SMG playing for the bottom side, they're looking to crack open the last tier 1 before pressing their advantage back into the jungle, because Box, he farms his own side and then goes into the enemy side and starts farming as well, because why not? Smooth, look at him. He's taking on 2. He is 2 levels ahead against Lolios and 3 levels ahead of Hawk.
That's just not ideal here. And if you look at the matchup between Smooth and HYHY as well, because the Cho has been roaming around with his team so much, I'm not even sure if he counts as the EXP laner. He's playing more as a secondary roamer right now, and that's causing a lot of EXP differential between them and Team SMG.
Yep. With Turtle gone, we do see Kuza. Will he be able to get that tier 1 down on bottom side? It looks like he should be able to claim that just in time. Yes, the rest of Team SMG just farming the enemy side, forcing Hawk to flicker, as well as Lolios to flicker out of the way from the heavy spin. Team SMG just slowly wrapping around RSG with their 8.3k lead. Kuza on the run, Smooth just pressuring him with his 2 levels up. And that advantage, Smooth is basically unkillable, and the same goes for Box.
Right now, Noir still providing more information onto RSG as well. There's really no way for them to make an engagement. And 8 minutes in, still an 8k net worth lead for Team SMG. They are now threatening the mid-tier 2 tower. And there's literally nothing RSG can do to contest this.
Yep. RSG just has to play the slow game here. This is the biggest lead we've seen so early on with Team SMG at 9k. I think this is almost over here. Both, I mean, the carries from Team SMG already have 2 items already complete. RSG barely getting their first ones done.
Basically, the way that you can kind of consider these sort of metrics here, hold on a second, heavy spin, trying to push Kuza back into his team, not quite able to though. That flicker actually does come in handy in situations like this, but I'm not sure it's worth it.
Well, speaking of worth it, top side, let's look at the damage, the gold ranking so far. Sasa just farming hard. Loliel's 3k down, and everybody else from the side of Team SMG having a good time. Look at Smooth. He can literally get on top of Loliel's. As long as he doesn't have those 2 items, he can get away for it for free. But now Noir, he wants to go for more. Real War Manipulation gets popped by Iza and Nami as the kick comes by. Oh, Noir ends up dying to the Real War Manipulation, but they find a retribution kill with Sasa taking out Loliel's.
Noir for Lolios is always going to be a trade very rare for Team SMG, and unfortunately the Way of the Dragon kicking Noir towards Izanami there kind of ruined RSG's plans. Otherwise, there wasn't really a way for Team SMG to cancel out the ultimate from Izanami.
Totally agree with that one. But now with Lord coming down, let's see how much an advantage Team SMG can develop. They hit, they're so close to hitting the 32k mark, 10k goal ahead. In most situations, this is a checkmate, and I think Team SMG has got this game in the bag. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you here.
Typically, if you take the number of minutes that has passed in the game, divide the net worth difference by it, and it's more than 1k, it's pretty bad.
It's super difficult to come back from this, right? I think the only way, I mean, ideally, if RSG MY wants to come back from this, they're going to have to win 2 full-fledged team fights, right? Where Team SMG gets completely wiped out. Each of those is going to be 5k worth. So again, mathematics, 10 divided by 5 is going to be 2. So 2 full-fledged team fights for RSG before they win or catch up. And Kuza just trying to clear this wave. It's pretty hopeless here, as now he's on the run, but now with Lord crashing on over, opening up this inhibitor. Is there an opportunity? Sasa getting some good damage onto Lolios with the hard guard, but it's not going to matter at the end of the day as the objective is found. Kuza is still alive, and looks like Smooth was not able to catch up with him.
Team SMG right now are basically playing a completely different game from RSG MY with 11k net worth difference between them. This is basically an insurmountable difference. Win 2 big team fights, can you really do that when your lowest level is the same as their highest level? The heavy spin just gonna completely disable them from defending that inhibitor.
Yep, and that's going to be the 2 inhibitors down. Real world manipulation comes to desperation. Playing Kamsasa ends up getting hit by the way of the dragon and falling down to Loliels. This real world manipulation doing so much work. Kuza sustains, finds Akai as well. RSGMY turn back right at the very end, getting 2 for nothing. A very good pickoff from RSGMY.
We have just witnessed a classic textbook example of Caster's curse. The moment I mentioned, there's no way they can win a team fight, they win a big team fight. And that is such a huge difference, instantly down to 7.6k net worth difference. And RSG, they want to use this momentum.
Yeah, they need to turn this quick, and they need to get the gold back. War gets kicked back by HY. The hard guard coming out of Loliels, unfortunately unable to get through. As Smooth is here, he's skilled, he's big, he's huge. 1v4, he takes the damage, and the only person hurting him is going to be Carry, but now the rest of RSGMY back off as the cavalry has arrived. HY. Hopefully that doesn't cancel his recall. No, it doesn't, thank God. And now Smooth, once again, back to farming.
Despite everything, it does look like RSGMY may still have an escape plan here in this game. They're still 8k behind, but that is a notable difference from the 11k net worth difference they had previously. Looking at the items so far, Team SMG obviously still going to be comfortably ahead, but RSG are starting to hit those 3 and 4th item power spikes, which means that Team SMG actually does still need to be quite careful.
Yeah, I mean, the CC is strong from the side of RSGMY, and the pickoffs can be really effective if HY can angle it right. But now they find the catch onto Kuza. Kuza pops his ultimate, ensure that he survives. He can't afford to die at this stage of the game as well, since Loliels already with the hard guard. Smooth wants to shred it, but he sees the rest of the members of RSG. That's going to deter him as they back off away. They've already got the objective, and now they are looking for the killing blow. Right
now, the priority for Team SMG is going to be on Izanami and Loliels. These are the 2 heroes that are dishing out damage against them, and if they can take out these cores, they will have no issue pushing into the base. And with another Luminous Lord pushing up very, very soon, and only 1 inhibitor standing for RSGMY, it is that much more imperative as well for these players to be able to output that DPS.
Yep. With this Lord walking through, let's see if RSGMY can buy that extra little bit of time. A lot of teams in this position, 42 to 33. Whoever has that 42 usually comes up on top. There's potential fight coming in for HY, but he's going to recall. He needs to take this front to front. And now, let's see how this is going to unfold as the Lord is going to be crashing through. Last inhibitor is going to fall. HY looking for opportunities, but Noir, he sees Kuza. He doesn't really want to pull him in just yet. He slows him down, but that's it. Kuza's down. Sasa has more than enough damage. HY doesn't find the pick, but Box is going to push them off. Hawk tries to go, but Noir, it's already over. Hank is making sure he draws the line in the sand. This is our victory. Team SMG win 2-1 against RSGMY. And GG, well played.
That was probably the most one-sided game we have witnessed.